how we roll. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for game number 1 between Bait and Team Unique for the Dota 2 Champions League 2021 tournament. Let's see who's going to be able to come out on top here. Bait are still lacking quite a lot of points in the early parts of this group stage. They've only won 2 series now out of 5. So they've really got to start taking some more to actually just make it possible that they can make it through to the playoff stage. So they've got to take this victory against Unique. I think after this, they only have one more game in the group. So yeah, it's starting to get to that do or die point now. Let's see how they're able to perform. Hopefully they can actually take this one. Well, not hopefully, but just it'd be nice to see them take this one. They start things off removing the Omni Knight and the Pangolier, 2 very high meta heroes currently, and Unique responding by removing the Cole and the Beastmaster. Again, 2 very high meta heroes. So pretty standard bans. These are the sort of things you see in every single game. No matter what team's playing, it's generally these sort of heroes that are either banned, or if they're not, they instantly get picked up. And they do respond by picking up the Shadow Demon straight away. That is a favoured hero for SA. He loves to roll with this one. And Night Stalker is the immediate grab there for Team Unique. I believe that Petushara is the one that plays this for the position 3. I'm not sure if any of the supports on the side of Unique have actually played with it yet. Maybe they have. Might see it in the hands of Bignum, perhaps, for the position 4. We'll have to wait and see. But they do pick up the Lena as well, second. And that's most likely going to be for FN. He does like to play that one in the mid lane. So I think it's pretty obvious where that one's going to end up. Cheers for the follow, Pingwing5. I appreciate that, buddy. Every single time I forget that follow sounds on and it obliterates my ears. I need to change it. Literally a little bit. It scares the shit out of me as well. Oh, god damn. But yeah, so Bloodseeker also grabbed here from Shadow Demon. So that's going to be the position 3 most likely. It could possibly be given over to Watson for the carry as well. All sort of depends on what sort of opposition they're going to be facing. I need to learn how to pronounce this guy's name because every single game I can only actually say by whatever character he's playing. It's not very effective. Need to figure it out. Okay, so second set of bans are still yet to come. Bait are really thinking about this one. There's a lot of consideration to it. Normally people just like snap pick the bans because they know what the other team will normally be playing. I mean, Unique have been rolling with a lot of Tidehunter, a lot of Rubik. Feels kind of rough to pick up even on this early, so they probably won't bother banning them. Whose name? The third player in Bait, their position 4, I believe it is. No, it's their offlaner, sorry, their offlaner. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Or like some sort of rough English translation of it. I haven't got a clue. I just spend the whole time just calling him the character name. It works, but less immersive, but even still. Storm Spirit was the ban from Bait, as well as Bat removed from Unique. So it looks like both teams are just going to start focusing towards the mid laner then. I guess Bait are just trying to focus down the heroes that Dendi does not want to play up against today. Has Storm picked up a lot for Unique? I don't think it has. I've seen a few Unique games. I don't think I've ever seen a Storm. They've picked it up once, which was like 2 days ago, and they lost with it. Isn't it Russian? Yeah, it is Russian, but I'm sure it's got like some rough translation, right? Some way I can actually pronounce it, because I have absolutely no idea how to say anything with this guy's name. It's a complete enigma to me. They also removed the Disruptor. Interesting decision to ban out a Disruptor. It's not a hero you see like super often, but actually, looking at the pick chart, it has been grabbed 4 times so far in this current patch by Team Unique. It's got 50% win rate with it, but even still, they are going to fear that hero. It can be super annoying in team fights. Like the Static Storm just screws over a huge variety of heroes, so it's nice just to remove it. Also getting rid of the Sven. So Unique are sort of sure this is going to be an off-lane Bloodseeker then if they're removing the Sven. I mean, even still, if you're not too sure, a Sven is always a safe ban because he is so strong in this current patch. I think he's got like nearly 100% win rate. Obviously, the first game in the last series I cast, the Sven ended up being a position 5, and that did not work. So, as long as if the Sven's a 5, it probably won't win. But it's very rare that actually comes out. Instead, they ban out the Invoker last. So 2 bans towards Dendi, 1 ban towards Watson. I mean, there's still the Luna in the pool, which is what Watson's been favouring so far this patch, so we'll probably see him go with it again. Unique throw times, don't put too much trust in them. Nah, you never can. Teams always like to throw. Wouldn't be as fun if the team that was meant to win always won, you know? It'd be too predictable. People have got to throw every now and then. Keep it interesting. Keep that spice going. So let's see what they're going to pick up their third hero right now. I mean, it's looking like they've got their mid and their off lane already sorted, so most likely this is going to be led up with their position 5 support for Slayer. I think he's ran with the Phoenix a few times before, so we might see that come out. You know, I said they're actually going to go for the Lion straight up here. So that's probably going to be in the hands of Bignum for the position 4. As I don't think I've seen Slayer play that hero yet. I'm sure he probably can. But Bignum's definitely the one that comes to mind when you see that guy picked up. I mean, very well, this could actually be a Night Stalker 5 for Slayer, and then they're still going to go for the Tide Hunter as their off lane. As I do still love picking that hero as much as possible. So, next pick to come out from Bait. See, this is their off lane pairing. So maybe if this is going to be the off lane here from Team Unique, maybe they might go for an Undying. That is hero they picked up quite a few times for Gatsy, and he can perform very nicely on the hero, and it does a pretty good job of being able to bully out a Night Stalker. There's only so much that a Lion can really do to try and give a little bit of security for the Night Stalker in that situation. So that could be the hero they might pick. Because so far with just a Shadow Demon and a Bloodseeker pickup, it doesn't really tell you too much about what the general game plan is going to be here. It's all still very open. And they actually go for a Clinks. Okay, I think this is the first time they've picked a Clinks? Yeah, oh no. They picked a Clinks a couple of times before, but it was actually like 5 days ago the last time they played it. So I thought they sort of decided it was dead. It can be a really strong hero. The new Burning Barrage is ridiculous, where it also triggers attack modifiers like Maelstrom. But you've really got to have the right lineup to capitalize on this. So you need something like an RP, a Darkseer Vacuum, anything like that to actually group people up and get the most out of it. And they pair it up with a Treant Protector. I mean, I suppose the Overgrowth route will allow the Clinks to get an easy barrage off. So that's not too bad if that's the thinking behind it. But I mean, it doesn't give like a huge amount of security in the lane. I mean, mind you, just the right clicks alone from the tree, it might be enough to bully away the Lion. And then in which case, I think the Night Stalker and the Clinks, I think that's a fine pair up for the Clinks in that situation. It should be able to just last hit from afar and just chuck out the occasional Seer and Arrow at the Night Stalker to make his lane as horrible as possible. So I think that should be fine for Bait there. Maybe still, next pick to come out for Unique. Probably going to be their safer lane carry themselves now. Something you want to play up against the Clinks towards the later parts of the game. So I went to check CSGO maps. Well, have they updated them? Or is it the tournament that's going on? Okay. Easy game. So, whatever carry you want to pick up. I mean, mind you, they might still grab their position 5, because obviously they still have the Lina, which I'm pretty sure FN is the exclusive player for Team Unique. I'm not sure if either of the supports really like to play that, especially seems like you've already got a Lion. I mean, sometimes it's kind of cool having these as the support duo, because then you just have 2 massive magic damage nukes, and you're easily able to find a lot of kills. But sometimes then they can feel a little bit clunky. They need a little bit of money to actually make them feel kind of useful. And instead, they're going to grab the Morphlin. Okay. So I suppose now that actually gives the possibility that FN could take the Morphling now to the mids, and then Bignum might be taking the Lina. Unless they're actually going to run a carry Morphlin. Also, how it actually pairs up against the Clinks. Mind you, I suppose with the Morphlin, you can actually turn into the Clinks, and then you get the barrage yourself, which could actually be a disgusting amount of damage. So if that's the actual idea behind that from Unique, then I'm quite liking it. Especially if they could try and build some sort of combination out of that hero themselves. It's still final bit of picks and bans to come out. Bait taking away the Sand King. So they're assuming then that Team Unique are actually after an off-lane hero. So I guess in that respect, they're thinking that this is obviously position 4 Lion, and the Night Stalker is going to be the 5. And then they'll take the Sand King as the position 3. It would definitely make sense, but then if that is also your choice, you're leaving your position 5 for the last pick, which can be kind of weird. But at the same time, it's a pretty good fake out. Because normally, obviously, people wouldn't leave their 5 as the final pick, so that could have been a cool way to throw bait off. But I mean, they might have read into it, ban out the Sand King. They might ban out a Mars perhaps as well. They actually take out the Spirit Breaker. I was going to say, because at the moment, Team Unique are lacking any sort of big teamfight capabilities. Like, none of these heroes have any, like, big AoE ultimates, no big stuns, silences, control, anything like that. And the only CC they really have is the stuns from the Lion and the LSA from the Lina, and then mini stun from the Night Stalker. So, they got an okay amount. Not a huge portion, though. So they might still actually go for the Tidehunter. As I said, it's actually the most picked hero so far from Team Unique in this current patch. So I could very well see that hero coming out here. And then the position 5 Night Stalker's job would literally just to be get on top of the Shadow Demon, keep him silenced up so there's no disruption save from like the Morphling Burst or the Lion Burst, something like that. Avoiding the Kunk is actually the bans there from Unique. So we'll see what bait is actually going to pick up here. What does Dendi feel like playing today? Pudge, Dendi, Pudge. Play it. Do it. It's been so long. It's been so long. It'd be interesting to see if that is actually going to be the choice. But he probably won't. He does not play it very often anymore. It might go for Puck, perhaps? Puck's still in the pool. It's a nice team forward to play around. It's another leash mechanic, so it should be able to allow the Clinks to set up another decent barrage as everyone's stuck in a small area. They decided to go for the Ember Spirit instead. So they've definitely got a huge amount of damage to pump out between these three cores. With the immediate Brewmaster to pick up there from Unique. They were ready to go for this hero no matter what. And Petishar is taking that for the 3. So yeah, FN is on the mid laner. Night Stalker on the position 5 for Slayer. And Space taking the carry morph. Okay. And everything out of the ordinary here for bait. No, everything pretty much in the roles you would expect as well. Bloodseeker for the 3. Position 4 Shadow Demon. Carry Clinks. Mid lane Ember Spirit. And position 5 Treant Protector. So I mean actually, now with this Brewmaster pickup, it solves that issue of having some decent team fight. Because Brewmaster is just ridiculous nowadays. Like you get the Aghanim Scepter. It gives you 2 uses of the ultimate, which you can cancel at any time yourself to save your orders, disengage, re-engage, whatever. It's super strong, as well as if the fact you build the Aghanim Shard and then you get whole extra Brulin on top. It makes the hero just so useful. And I'm kind of surprised because I thought you would see this hero a lot more, but it's still a very rare pickup. I guess it just comes down to whether if the players actually got like the mechanical skill or they just know how to play the hero properly, because it is quite a difficult one. It takes a fair bit of micromanagement, so it's not an easy one to go by any means. And geez, wow, look at this set. How old is that? I'm pretty sure that's a set from when the game like first came out, right? That is ancient. You would have thought like a pro player at least be able to afford a decent set. I don't know. Depends what his priorities are like. But even still, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Game number 1 between Bait and Team Unique for the Dota 2 Champions League 2021. And it's looking like Bait, potentially after a first blood play here. I think they've actually done that a lot in all their other series. They like to go straight down towards the bot and run up this high ground. So it all depends if anyone from Unique is actually going to be in the right spot at the right time to like just completely read this move and counteract it. And so far, 3 of them have actually just head towards the mid. And what's Bait's plan? Are they just going to run up straight this high ground? Are they going to wrap round? They can't. If they run up high ground now, they'll just get it spotted by this Observer Ward and it'd be completely negated. Or instead, they're actually going to head down towards this bottom part. Maybe they're expecting someone to step out of position. Petishara is going to get the spot there. SA, he's there with the disruption. Is there going to be enough follow-up engagement? The silence, the slow, is all going to be there as well as the release. It's a lot of damage onto the Brewmaster, but the stun, it gets the connection onto 2, and it allows Petishara to get out of there. The movement speed from the Drunken Brawler is too damn strong. Unfortunately for him, that does actually evade that first blood gank from Bait. And because it's so early as well, he's actually able just to run all the way back to base and regen up, rather than having to actually use any of his tangos and such. It looks like Unique's going to be able to secure both the top bounty runes. Bignum even going to be able to grab their triangle one. He does get it, but it actually allows SA to get close enough for the disruption. Is there going to be enough damage to get this kill? I think it is. I think Bignum's going to die here. First blood gets given over towards SA. The illusion's got the last tap there. Bloodseeker gets pressured out himself a little bit, but even still, first blood bonus going towards bait. Pretty nice, despite the fact that it was actually 3 bounties to 1. So sort of that gold difference gets balanced out a little bit. If Watson got that burst of gold, it would have been absolutely fantastic for bait. Oh, invite to play a party. Ain't got time to play. I'm casting. No time for having the joys of playing a game of my own. So we'll see how this mid lane's going to go up.
Don't burn your fingers.
I mean, every single game I've watched bait, Dendi somehow wins his lane, no matter how badly it looks to start or what the matchup is. He does a fantastic job, and yet as soon as the lane phase is over, he just really drops off super fast. I mean, he's getting bullied out super early on here from FN. Another LSA connection. Oh, and FN was just like 1 creep away from his 2. If he had that, he probably could have dropped the Dragon Slave down and got the kill. So Dendi's definitely going to be suffering on CS for the first few minutes here. Here up the top. Slayer doing a good job at just zoning out SA. This is the nice thing about position 5 Night Stalker. The mana is just really difficult to harass. Like 5 natural armor at the start of the game is pretty damn strong. 23% physical damage reduction. And then apart from that, there's not too much that the Bloodseeker Shadow Demon combo can do to harass out a Morphling. I mean, maybe they could do like a Bloodbright into the Disruption combo. Maybe they can land that, but then it's still going to be time for space to maybe get a waveform off. Instead, just using the illusions to harass, but even still, that's not going to work on a hero like Morphling. The Agi and Strength Morph just really negates a lot of the damage. But speaking of that, he does take a bit of damage at the bot. The old Cinder Brew stuff, working out quite nicely in conjunction with the stun from the Lion. I kind of forgot that was even a thing. Like, not many teams actually really bother with this stuff, but it can actually be a fair amount of damage. Add to an extra 75. Does that work with, like, Pudge Rot? Does that trigger it? I don't think it would. That'd be kind of broken. Well, Dendi wanted to go get the Water Room, but he actually has to do a U-turn to make sure he doesn't miss out on any more CS. Secures these 2 bits of creep. So he does actually have enough money now for his bottle, but unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to get it in time before the Worn Spoon. Meanwhile, though, FN already had his bottle, so he gets that free extra refill. So FN's already just going to be off to a fantastic start in this lane, just in terms of sustaining himself. Dendi has got to be careful. Just the right clicks alone. I mean, he does have the chance to do the slight fist dodge if like a greedy LSA play comes out from FN. I mean, now he's used it. Give him a cooldown for a fair bit of time. Meanwhile, down at the bot, Watson. Actually at the top of the CS chart at the moment. Not been too much the Petty Shah has been able to do to hinder his progression. Actually, Gatsy coming in from the side does a fair bit of damage onto Bignum. Jesus Christ. The right clicks this man is just ridiculous. 96 damage a hit. That's never not going to be broken. I mean, sure, it still gets balanced out with the fact that he has 1 natural armor. It makes him pretty damn weak, but even still, it's disgusting to try and harass back. Oh, then he even missed that CS. It was just a little bit too early there. That was unfortunate. He will get the refill on the bounty rune. But even then, he's going to end up missing the 4-minute Water Rune. Because FN's going to take the top one, and he should be able to secure the bottom as well. Unless Dendi just makes a beeline straight for it. I mean, he's already got to be careful. He's like nearly half level behind. All the LSA, it just about gets the grab onto Dendi. FN, though, he decided to turn around. I thought maybe he might have kept chase to actually deny the Water Rune in front of Dendi. But even still, getting a couple of poison stacks here from SA. Now on to 4. Dendi does get another ship the shackle. There's 5 stacks, and that's it. That's more than enough damage. FN drops down. Free kill going towards SA. I think FN just hung around a little bit too long there. And especially where he was running away from the creep wave, it allowed the easy shackles. Obviously, there wasn't really anything he could do. He was going to get caught out. Slayer TPs to the mid. I guess it's literally just to absorb some of this free experience that would have normally just been completely wasted. You should even get like a free bottle charge here from FN. if there's going to be some mass teamwork. Yeah, he does. He gets the 3-bolt charge. But Dendi making his first rotation here. He does get the shackle, but Biglam's already on the tower. And unfortunately, this transitions to be absolutely nothing. I mean, he doesn't even have brown boots. He's have to slowly walk back to the lane. Slayer's coming in for the cutoff. There is going to be the Hex. Dendi might bit off more than he could chew here. There is going to be the Nature's Grass trying to make some space for him to get back. Slayer's got to be careful. He doesn't overextend. And the shackles into it with another hit from the Seer and Arrows. Dendi actually gets the last hit. So, okay. So, it ended up being like a failed gank from Dendi with a potential turnaround. But it doesn't even matter. Dendi still comes out on top. Man just filled with so much luck. But even still, his lane progress is definitely hindered a lot. Halfway towards his level 6. Meanwhile, FN's already hit his. Actually, he actually has... Well, he's only a quarter of a level behind, actually. It's not as bad as I was thinking. But even still, he has got to be careful. One like LSA, Slave, and Laguna Blade combo might just be enough damage to get him killed at this stage in the game. SA just dropping a ward down. He's going to be able to get the rune. There is going to be disruption, but allows SA to get the cheeky little deny onto it. So well played from him. So just like whacks onto SA once, flies past, guarantees the rune. Meanwhile, at the top, it seems like just a sort of free lane for both of these two up here. Bloodseeker easily got 32 and 7, with 33 and 10 on space himself. It's a relative just free farm for all of them. Sort of similar situation down to the bot lane as well. Watson 36 and 9. To the 28 and 2 Petishara. He's really the only one that's lacking a little bit. And Dendi actually, well, Dendi's right at the bottom CS. But hey, you know, it's Dendi. He'll do something with it. Don't you worry, boys. Don't you worry. He's got some big plan. I mean, he's bottom core as well by a pretty big chunk. 400 gold behind the next best of the off-lane Petishara. That was ill-timed. Very unfortunate for Bigdom. Leaves the FN. Just going to farm up this triple sack. Nice and easy. Give him that big burst of gold. Is he just going to go for like the standard mid-laner build of bot's first item? Maybe he might go for something a little bit different? We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he's not even got his brown boots yet. Okay, he's just bought them now. But who knows what he's going to queue up next. Well, I suppose this is the actual nice thing. He's going into the jungle now to farm up these stacks. And it allows one of his supports to move into the mid lane. Soak up some of this experience. And just help him out a bit. I mean, it seems how Biglam's still in level 3 at 7.5 minutes in. Meanwhile, Bait just rolling with this tri-lane at the bot. I mean, he's given a good bit of security to Watson, allowing him to just free farm away. But at the same time, it is costing him a bit of his experience. And they're still actually yet to even tickle the tower. Full HP at 8 minutes in. Oh, FN making a move down towards the bot here with Biglam and the double damage. SA, this man's just dead. No way he can survive this. There is going to be the armor, but that only delays the inevitable. He still ends up dying. And FN not even deciding to go back. He's actually going to carry on pushing forwards despite the fact that they obviously know he's in the area. Does secure some of the creeps, but Watson was able to clear up some of them himself with the barrage. But then he just got his phase boots finished up. I wonder if then he'll try and make another rotation perhaps. Actually goes for the shackle there onto Slayer. SA was TPing him. Obviously wasn't quite close enough to try and go for some sort of aggressive play. I'm not even sure if Dendi can solo kill this man at the moment. Pretty difficult kill to find. Especially being in position 5. Don't normally have such hard to kill guys in that role. Still space. Just got the casual Morbid Mask to help him sustain the lane a little bit. Hasn't got to be like too careful about how he shifts around. Allows him just to carry on free farming away. And he has got the Manta Style queued up as the first item. It's a good way to purge away the root from the Trinket Protector ultimate, the root from the Shack Siren Chains, the silence as well from the Blood Rite. So it's got quite a lot of good uses in this one. Slayer blocking this camp at 9.5 minutes in. Is that even worth it? I mean, I suppose just a proper non-sacrificial game, you know, just doesn't care about saving any money for himself. But I mean, it is just like literally the smallest camp possible. Yeah, don't know. Here's still Petshara, got his helm of the Dominator online. And obviously going straight in for the Overlord next. Oh, Gatsy. Does a TP out right in front. Meanwhile, in the mid, Slayer's getting pretty damn low. It looks like the Bloodseeker will just get the final tap. No, never mind. SA says, hell no. That's my money. Takes it up from himself. Undendi just able to get there onto the Arcarian, but gets immediately hit by the Hex. Oh, but they stack their stuns. Is this actually going to be able to keep him alive? It is! The big misplay! Dendi's actually able to survive. Not even through skill, just from pure luck. They both stacked their stuns. That is pretty damn unfortunate. I think obviously FN should have known that if the Lion leads up with the Hex, he should be the one to go for the follow-up stun. It shouldn't be your LSA. I guess maybe they thought it was just going to be enough burst damage anyway and they could have got the kill, but doesn't bend the pan out the way. Meanwhile, down bottom, the ultimate used here from the Brewmaster. They're trying to get on top of people. Slayer's on the back lines with the silence, can't get anything. Petty Strikes, this is going to secure the tower. Maybe they can get the grab onto somebody else. Dendi, though, just with the jump backwards. Petty Strikes almost about to run out. Now there's 4 members down here. It's just going to pop. But no rupture available for the Bloodseeker. Still on cooldown for 50 seconds. And then it's back out. So 4 heroes from Bait rotate down there. And they still lose the tower and don't get a single kill in return. Pretty nice turn of events for Unique. Still big, we're only halfway towards this level 6 at 11.5 minutes into the game. Who stole away that tome? Poor support life, you know? Jesus, my ears again! I need to sort that! That follow sound is too high, man. It's too high. But cheers for the follow anyway, Konani. I appreciate that, buddy. So who's out at the top? Watson's actually managed to keep himself at the top of the farm of all the cores so far. I mean, he has pretty much had a free lane down bottom. Had both his supports there for a few minutes as well, just to help secure it a little bit more. And he was just making stacks for himself just to ramp up his farming speed. And look, it's just so busted. The Syrian Barrage triggering the Maelstrom is just bonkers, man. It really is a disgusting amount of damage. I mean, obviously, it didn't look like much because it is Ancients and they have stupid amount of magic damage reduction. 50%. But even still, it is actually quite nice. I'm not sure if this is really stronger than old Clinks or not. It's very situational, yeah. It's just situational, my opinion. Thanks for providing English class. No problem, buddy. Glad I could be of assistance. Looks like Slayer might get gun on here. The Barrage only just clipping him a couple of times. They're going to drop the Demonic Purge. And I think it's just dead. Yeah, Slayer, hands off keyboard. He knows he's dead. And Watson just about getting the last tap there before the Demonic Purge finished him off. And it should even be the tower falling. I don't think there's anything that Team Unique can really do to stop that. Victim is closing in towards his Blink Dagger though. They need about 700 gold away now. So he might have online at a pretty decent time. And meanwhile, Dendi's still trying to build his Maelstrom. And he's still another 800 gold away. Which ain't too great at 13 minutes in. He's still bottom farmed core. Only 4.8k. This just always happens. No matter if Dendi has a good lane, if he has a bad lane, it doesn't matter. About after 10 minutes, he's always going to be bottom farm core. It's just really strange. Sometimes it works. Most of the time it doesn't. Cheers for the follow as well. Dangerous Fear. I appreciate that, man. Now 4 heroes grouped up from Bait here in the jungle. I guess they're just farming out. Seeing if anyone from Unique stepped out of position. I mean, Slayer is actually heading over it, but everyone else has already bailed. So they're not going to be able to get that free kill. Oh dear, Gatsy! Your shovel! It's off cooldown! There we go. Whew! Ah, there you go. See, you wouldn't have got that Kobold if you used it sooner. That's definitely your own fault. Perishara is actually able just to free farm up the Radiant jungle. No one can really contest him out of here for now. Run out. Jesus Christ, it's so loud! Cheers to the followers on Skywalker, man. I appreciate that, dude. But 3-man smoke here from Bait, moving in towards the jungle. The jump forward there from Dendi. He actually gets the shackle onto FM with the barrage. I think this is the dead leaner for sure. There was even the disruption from SA just to give Dendi a little bit of safety. So ends up being another kill. 6-1 now into the favour of Bait, but even still, despite the fact they do have this kill advantage, the gold exchange is still pretty much bang on even. No one's really been able to pull ahead just yet. Oh, Dendi though, he's ran into Slayer. Not as scary if it was actually an off lane. How can you lower stream volume on phone? I don't know, man. Just mute your phone. When you see someone follow, just immediately mute. I need to turn it down. It's so loud. My ears just explode. I keep meaning to. Every single time that it happens, I think, right, I've got to lower that down. But then by the time like the stream's over and stuff, it's completely left my mind and I've forgotten about it. So I'll try to remember this time. But Unique now heading in numbers into their own jungle just to force the few members of Bait away. And they do manage to. And that's really good timing as well from the Bloodseeker disengage, especially since I suppose they did actually have one Observer Ward up there, which spot out most of the rotation. Still Watson, got his Dragon Lance now online, working towards... Well, it was a BKB, but now he's just swapped out to go for the Skadi instead. I mean, the BKB definitely has some good uses this game. Avoids the silence, the LSA stuns, the CC from the line as well as also the Brewlings, all their shit they bring to the table. But instead, you know, he's just going to go for pure tank, pure DPS. Just hoping that the rest of his team can give him the helping hand. I swear, yeah, with the Shadow Demon, it does make sense. He can just sort of rely on him to do the disruption if ever there is a chance he's in danger. We're still Unique, just traveling around in this pack for quite a long time. They're just after some sort of kill if they can find it. Unfortunately, every single time they move into an area, they just completely vacate it. But instead, the Bloodseeker might just get caught here. Bignum jump forwards with this Blink Dagger reveal. Slayer's going to get on top of him with the silence as well. All the CC control. They even drop a finger, but even so, he's super healthy. But in comes FN. He drops to the Gouda Blade. He's just hiding himself on the edge. There's no way he can run. He just ends up dying. Maybe he thought that someone had a 4-star, but it's a little bit too early in the game for 4-stars to be about. But even still, that took quite a long time. Did Bignum even get a charge for that? No, he didn't. It just took so long. That always feels sad when you're aligned, and your first finger usage doesn't get you a charge, and now it's on cooldown for like 3 minutes, pretty much. It's a real feels bad man moment, you know. I can respond to that pain, you know. I know that stuff. I feel it. I feel it. Dendy's finally got his Maelstrom online, building into the BKB next as well. But even still, he's still down there. At least now he's actually tying with the Bloodseeker. So both of these two suffering heavily. It's just Watson that's really keeping this gold differential not too bad. He's only about 1,500 gold over the top of the Morphlin's farm. He has got the Manta style, and it's actually going in for the shotgun build. I'm kind of surprised about that. I thought maybe he was just going for like a standard DPS build, seeing as how he went in for the Manta first time. Oh, actually, jump forwards there for Bignum. They've got the initial stun here onto the Clinks. SA's coming in to lend a helping hand, but it doesn't matter. It looks like the rest of Unique have actually dispersed. SA's still going to probably die for this, but the barrage, it just evaporates Bignum. And FN even gets super low, has to retreat. But in comes the Bloodseeker to get the grab. FN just able to get the TP out before the silence came in. Perishard's turn around here with the split. And is he going to be able to do anything here? He's going to try and get the wrap round. Space is TP'd in himself. He just has the Manta to use, though. But actually, instead, they jump up to the high ground, focus onto the True Protector. That man is dead for sure. The silence stopping any sort of response. Even the follow-up stun onto the Bloodseeker. It runs out, but I think he's going to end up dying here as well. I don't think there's any chance he can survive. None of the creeps die, so he can heal up. And now Dendy's left all on his own. He gets hit by the Stolen Shackle. Can he get the jump to the creeps? No, he can't. The silence from Slayer stops him from retreating. Ends up being a nice 4 kills there for Unique, only actually losing Bignum in response. It started off being pretty damn nice for Bait, where they got the traders supports, but everyone else came in and just turned that situation completely around. And now for the first time in this game, we actually see a lead starting to be built here for Unique. It just depends if they can actually start acting on it. Because the only person they have to fear so far this game is Watson. He's the only man that actually has any sort of substantial farm. Everyone else is just so goddamn poor right now.
More fuel for my fire.
They always have late net worth. Yeah, they do. It's just crazy. These two just don't know how to farm. Watson always has like really good farm rate on himself, but the other two are just hindered every single game.
Money to burn.
Yeah, they make mistakes late game. But that's just because you got a bet on. Need that money, man. Need that money. I'm sure there's probably some more... Well, Dendy's BKB, how close is he to it? He's still actually a fair chunk of gold off, about 24,000. So he's not going to have that online anytime soon, really. The Bloodseeker not bothering to go for a BKB himself. is just going to decide to go for the Hooded Defiance. Meanwhile, Perishara has that Home of the Overlord online now. So with the help of those ancient creeps just running around, making some chaos across the map. Looks like they're trying to make a move onto Perishara. Drops the Rupture onto him as well. He's got his ultimate in 4 seconds. Can he survive long enough to get it off? He's super low. The sight is about to wear off. He tries to pop it, but he can't. He literally dies the millisecond it comes off cooldown. He even loses his Thunder Hide on top. That was very unfortunate for Perishara. And now, just like that, Bait are going to use this opportunity to try and take the Roshan. And I'm not sure if there's any way that Unique can really fight into this. Like, maybe if Gatsi's Overgrowth was on cooldown, maybe they could have. There's no way they can. I wonder who they're going to give this Aegis over to. I think they might give it to Dendi. I don't think Watson needs it this game. He's got 3,000 HP when he's got the Death Pact online. No, but they give it to him anyway. I suppose they're thinking is that they just want to keep their hero that actually has farm alive for as long as possible. Who cares if Dendi or the Bloodseeker dies? Very minor inconvenience for the team fight. And Watson now going in for the BKB himself. Should get online a pretty decent timing. Meanwhile, Space about to complete up his E-Blade. So now this is probably going to be a time where Unique make a move. They actually go for a 3-man smoke without the Morphling involved and even having the E-Blade on him yet. Let's see if they're actually successful with this one. Watson is actually going to be the person they run into first. But obviously he does have the Aegis, and that's going to give time for Bait to react. So if the smoke that breaks, this is going to be onto the Bloodseeker. The disruption save is going to be there from SA, but the jump forwards from Slayer. Can they keep the silence? There's going to be a nice stun. The Overgrowth, it allows the Barrage to do a hell of a lot of damage. They do come in with the response. They take down the first life of the Clinks, and only the Night Stalker actually gets to fall. FN just go for the TP out. Is there any disable? There isn't. He gets out there for free. And it looks like it's just going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Space able to keep his distance. Perishara carrying on charging forwards there. Onto Dendi. It's doing a lot of pressure. Maybe Space keeping the chase once again. Another connection. The E-Blade, not actually enough damage. He was shaped up too much, but it doesn't matter. The Adaptive Strike gets the final tap. SA gets stuck in the trees himself. I don't think there's any hope this man can survive, as the last 2 members from Bait just completely run away. So once again, a favourable fight for Unique, coming out ahead. Technically a 4-for-1 trade as well, seeming as how they took down the Aegis life off the Clinks. I mean, it looked like it was going really well. They got the 3-man Overgrowth into the Barrage, but unfortunately, the Clinks was just out of position. Easily got focused down from the Lion and the Morphling. Yeah, they just need some more BKBs online. They really do. I thought maybe the BKB would have been a better choice for the Bloodseeker rather than the Hooded Defiance, but I don't know. Because especially when you're dealing with a Night Stalker, right? Because that silence, there's just no way of getting rid of it otherwise. Looks like they actually got the spot there onto Space. They do not know that Bignum's actually just sat in the trees behind. Is he just gonna cut the creep wave or something? Or is he just chilling? Goes for the casual dig. Gets a little friend to chill in the trees with him. Still, looks like Bait going to try and focus down to this tier 2. There is a glyph available for Unique. And, I mean, their ultimates are actually still on cooldown for a little bit longer. So maybe they're just not too eager on taking this fight. Might just let their tower fall. Actually, Bait don't even stick around. What? Why didn't they stay? The glyph was already used. You had a fresh creep wave. You could have killed that tower. I don't know. Interesting choice to just leave that tower alive. Meanwhile, their tier 1 in the mid is getting beaten into a little bit. The Treant Protector making that decision a little bit more difficult. Are they actually coming over? Yeah, they're slowly making their way over towards this mid to try and defend this tier 1. You know, the Bloodseeker, I think, is just hanging about the top to try and take the tower on his own now. Or is he going to run back as well? Yeah, he is. I guess they're just really afraid that some sort of potential counterplay could come out for Unique. They don't want to risk it. Instead, a little 3-man smoke here from Unique. Oh, the jump force there for Bignum, but still, Dendi couldn't react in time. Now he's going to get caught out, but the root comes out there for Gatsy, trying to make some space for his mid laner, but it's not going to be enough. Ends up just hemorrhaging another 2 kills towards Unique. And now, 3k gold advantage. This momentum just keeps on swinging into their favour. They're going to take down this tier 1, and they could very well... Actually, no. I was going to say they could go roast, but obviously it's still dead for another 4 minutes, so ignore me. I'm actually going to TP up to the top. Watson's already killed the tower, though. Instead, Bignum. Oh, we nearly got the connection there onto the Bloodseeker, but it's still not enough. SA's hanging about. He should probably just get out of there right now. He's getting completely collapsed on. The shotgun alone was enough from space to just obliterate him. Now space 5, 0, and 3 on this guy. Still trying to build into the Skadi as this next item himself. You know, Watson does have his BKB ready now. Still just waiting for a time that it's actually going to be necessary. But I think he just sort of starts... He needs his other two cores to actually start helping out now. Was this guy, he could pump out a lot of damage, sure. He's pretty tanky, sure. But if he's the only person that Unique really need to worry about, then it just makes the game so much more difficult for him. I mean, Dendi, he's still trying to build this BKB. Another 700 gold off. The Bloodseeker did finish up his hood. So he's not got anything queued up yet. Not quite sure what it is he's going to go for, though. Maybe actually turning this into a pipe would be nice. Because there is a fair decent amount of magic damage, especially with the E-Blade from the Morphlin. It could be quite nice for the rest of his team. We'll have to wait and see what it is he's going to go for, though. Meanwhile, Bait looks like they're moving as a unit, just trying to secure this sort of bottom area. Watson just taking down the tier 1 for free. See if he's going to bother going for the tier 2. Man, that barrage was well early. I don't think he quite calculated how close they would be. Whoopsie daisy. Even still, you know, the wave dies. Doing some damage to the tier 2. Maybe more Unique. They're actually going to go for a smoke play. And I guess they're going to try and wrap round behind onto their own triangle. But even still, Bait take down that tier 2 for free. Maybe Watson wants to carry on pressure for more. See if he can force some TPs back. It looks like the smoke's going to get broken here from Slayer. Jumping forwards, Dendi's going to be the first target. Can he get the jump back? He does, but he jumps off to the side. But still, Slayer doesn't actually go for the correct connection. Allows him to disengage the route there from the backline. It keeps them both at bay, but still Bigman's the first one to fall. Watson ends up taking that one. F-Head also drops down Gatsy. Watson's got to be careful. He's surrounded here. The LSA does get a connection. Down goes the Clinks. SA is going to follow him to the grave. The Bloodseeker, no chance in hell of surviving this one. Another kill. Triple for FN. And Dendi's the only one to survive with a sliver of HP. And even with the BKB, it doesn't do much. Just a casual Titan sliver on the floor, sure. But again, that's another fight that Bait have just failed miserably. Sure, there was a buyback from the Lion, but the golden XP chart doesn't lie. Just more advantage going towards Team Unique here. And they're actually heading up to the top. Bignum could get a potential jump here onto Dendus on half HP if he shows himself. He has a finger as well. He could just pop him. Are they going to try and actually stalk for this kill? They're going to send the creeps to the back. Bignum just jumping straight into the cheese. He's on the hunt. Stay jumping forwards. Oh, but he just scared him off a little bit. Allowed Dendi to back on out. Roshan potentially up in 20 seconds as well. We'll see if Unique get lucky and it spawns like bang on when it's up. Probably not though. Gaben isn't that friendly. Lincoln's was actually the first, the item choice there for space. I thought he was going for a Skadi himself with that ult mob earlier, but okay. With the Lincolns, it gives him protection against the Rupture and Disruption. I think those are the only two spells that it actually does anything for, right? It can still also be popped from the Rod of Atos. The Bait going in for another move. All of them smoked up, heading towards the top lane. Bignum is the only person here, and he's hiding in the trees. So even if they find this kill, it's not exactly like it's the highest value one in the world. Well, the smoke breaks. Yeah, Watson sees him. But they guessed the wrong way. Bignum, can he get the jump? No, he can't. He just gets deleted in a second. Oh, poor man. Support life, you know. You're expected to die in some of those situations. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. But hey, that's the first kill Bates had in a long time where it didn't cost them like 3 deaths themselves. Radiant structures are fortified. But now this the Bloodseekers actually is going for the BKB now. He's still quite a chunk of gold off though. So it's probably still going to be another fight between the time he actually manages to complete the item. But it looks like Bait heading into their own jungle now. Then he gets the leash, actually cancels the steal off the outpost there, and they're going to immediately focus onto FN. He's taking a lot of damage with Watson beating into him. This will be a dead Lina pretty damn quickly. Petashar is able to get the bruise split off though, but he's all alone. No other members from Unique in the area. Can he actually get himself out of this one? I think he can. Yeah, Bait not even bothering keeping chase by the looks. They're all just going to let him run away. Actually, no, Watson is going to get right behind him. Primal Split is about to finish in just a couple of seconds. He pops his BKB immediately and goes for the TP out. But actually, Gatsy, he gets the root. He denies the escape. They're going to try and focus down to that kill, and still no one from Unique's actually coming over. They probably could have helped him out by now. He's been alive for a very long time, but even still, he eventually falls. Dendi getting the last tap there. And Roshan's actually spawned as well. And this is 40 seconds and a minute without two of the main cores from Unique. And Bait, are they going to scout it out, Watson? He does. This is the perfect opportunity for Bait to actually bring themselves back into this game. Unless these three heroes from Unique can actually mount some sort of crazy fight. I mean, there isn't actually an ultimate from the Tree Protector. On cooldown still for a full minute. Now Slayer popping his ultimate, thinking about jumping in there. Roshan's getting low. Nice double stun from Biglum, and then immediately in there. Can he actually get the grab onto the Aegis or not? I don't know. Space just immediately go for the TP out. Slayer ends up dropping. Dendi still gets the grab onto the Aegis. Biglum even ends up dropping there. So it was a valiant attempt from Unique to try and steal that away if they could. But unfortunately for them, it doesn't work out. Aegis saw immediately, as soon as Space didn't get that shotgun kill, he was like, yeah, I'm out. See you later, guys. Good luck. So, yeah, more kills there towards Bait, and it was like closing up to about a 10,000 goal lead, but it's only down to 2 now. And we're sure when this actually updates, the spike will, fly up a fair bit more. So it's not over yet. As long as if Bait can keep disciplined and carry on making the correct moves here. I'm sure they would have liked Watson to have got the Aegis, but Dendi obviously had to just pick up as fast as possible. We couldn't risk it getting stolen away. Now I'm going to maybe try and pressure onto this tier 2. Obviously every member of Unique is alive now. And they all have their ultimates. So both teams are ready to take a fight. Obviously it depends if Unique are even going to bother with the tier 2. They'll probably just sit up their high ground. While Space just trying to use the space he's got. Okay. I think he did just finish up his Skadi there. As he brought out all the last components. I think they're on the courier. So the full complete item is just going to be waiting in the base for when he actually decides to TP back. Well, the Dire actually used the scan like right next to Space. So they're really not sure if any members of Bait were going to try and make a gank or not. But yeah, he just TPs out. Slayer also does as Dendi shows himself. Now, it looks like Unique going to go for another smoke play. As there is one in the hands of Bignum. Now, this is always risky. They're going for a smoke play up against an Aegis. So you're always going to have just a slight disadvantage going into the fight. But we've seen it many times before, even when they had the first Aegis, that they can easily take the fights as long as if the correct initiation comes out. But let's see, both of these teams are both literally about to run straight into each other. Petashar is leading the charges. Smoke's immediately going to break there onto Dendi. They're not quite sure if he wants to jump through. Dendi, though, maybe thinking about jumping in. He does go into the high ground. The Night Stalker jumping into the backlines, trying to side up onto SA. But Jesus is going to take a lot of damage. The right clicks alone from Watson just completely evaporate the Night Stalker. And just like that, Unique, they have to get out. They've lost the hero already. And no buyback as well.
Invisibility.
I don't think the Night Stalker was quite expecting that much damage to come out from Watson. I mean, he is hitting for about 400 damage a hit with the chance to crit with a Daedalus, which I think he did. And now a cheeky high ground siege. There is a glyph available. And now it's not a bad time to use it, as it will just delete this creep wave. And I don't think there's much else Bait can really do to keep this going. Actually, Watson's still going to carry on poking into it. Space has chucked down a casual shotgun to him. Does a lot of damage. Watson's forced to pop his BKB. And now they might, they're just going to disengage. They don't want to risk the Clinks dying now and then respawning without that Black King bar to assist his second life. So, I mean, they did a fair chunk of damage to the tier 3. Also with the kill onto Night Stalker. So it's something. They don't have to just fully commit right now. I still got Aegis for another minute and 20. 420. Blaze it. Lol. Once again, Unique moving out as a team. It's probably looking to try and get another pick off if they can. Well, no, they're actually going for the split. So Perishara is still trying to build into this Ags, but it's quite a late one. Normally when you see Brewmasters, which is quite rare, it's normally like a super fast Ags. But I guess with the introduction of the Helm of the Overlord, it sort of changed the build priority. In Perishara's eyes anyway, I would have thought that Ags still probably would have had priority. I understand getting the Helm of the Overlord first, because this item does drop off pretty quickly. But I thought he might have gone for the Ags rather than the BKB. Yeah, who knows? Clicks dead equals lose. Yeah, you're not wrong. Watson is literally the only way that Bait can do any damage. No one else can bring anything to the table at this stage in the game. Like, I mean, Dendy's got Ags now, BKB, Maelstrom, so he can do something, but it's still not super great. And actually, he's going to charge straight forwards, and Dendy leading the charge. And I don't think Unique really know. They're getting wrapped around here. Carry on jumping in yet again. Slayer sees it with the silence immediately, but Watson's on top of him, dealing a lot of damage. Down goes the Night Stalker again, going to be the first target. But Dendy gets immediately traded off. Space blows him up with the shotgun. And now the Bloodseeker taking a barrage of bullets from Space as well as FN. He will fall. And now it looks like the rest of Bait, they just want to get themselves out of there. SA going to like do some cute play trying to bait out the illusion. No, we were just so for disengage. So, I mean, Bait, they lose 2 of their cores for the exchange of a buyback on a position 5. Not worth it. And just like that, Unique going to try and rush this tier 3 as fast as they can. Even have the assistance of 2 catapults. Obviously, there is a glyph available, though, for Bait. So they can easily clear up these catapults if they want. Building already took a lot of damage. But the only thing is, chip damage onto a tier 3 is fine, but you're playing up against the Treant Protector, so this means absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. Good stream. Thanks, bro. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I try my best. So yeah, you really got to make sure that you kill towers in one go, otherwise they do just get healed up, as you can see. That's going to be back up to full HP in a matter of minutes. So what's the next build here for Watson? He actually went for the Glepnir, and I really like to see that. I thought about that a few times before in the past, but every single time I've seen a Clinks, they've always gone for the Maelstrom. But yeah, the Glepnir just works so much better with this new skill. You root everyone in place, you allow the easy barrage connection. It's so difficult to avoid then. So yeah, super smart choice of items here from Watson. Might just even get this free kill onto the Thunderhide here with the barrage. Yeah, oh, he actually cancelled out the barrage early, so the Thunderhide survives. Gatsy gets the take, though. Looks like Unique actually wants to try and get the pick off onto the Clinks if he carried on pushing in. But it looks like Bait are maybe ready for a fight. All 5 of them are here themselves. We'll see if they want to bait out Watson, perhaps. Actually, they get the Shackle first onto Slayer. He doesn't have any way of stopping this. They even put the Rupture onto him, and then he just jumps in with the BKB. It should just be a dead man, sure. It takes quite a long time, but they do still find him. But Petshara, he's in on his own. He's holding his ultimate for as long as he possibly can. It's a good choice, but now he's still going to be forced to use it. And Bait, all they need to do is disengage. He does have the Ags, though, so it's not the end of the world. He's going to have a second one to use if the fight actually continues here. It looks like Petshara is going to be fine. Decides to disjoint out to the Storm one. Another beautiful ability of the Aghanim Scepter upgrades. Yeah, this Ags does so many things. It gives you an extra charge, it allows you to cancel anytime, and it lets you choose the Bruling you go to as well. It's so good. I'm sure you've already done it. Every day, man, every day. Now Space, got a Satanic online, so just further survivability. Like, even when he's pretty much fully agied up, he's still got 3.2k HP to play with. Very tanky man. But now, the third Roshan is up. And Bait were in there, but Unique was already in the vicinity to try and stop this. Petra actually has to pop his BKB, expecting they were already in there, but Bait's already fallen out. So BKB now on cooldown for Petashara in the next engagement. This may cost them big. He does still have one of his old... Ah! My ears! I need to... Oh, god damn, it's so loud. Cheers for the follow, ALR. I appreciate that, dude. ALR. I'm pretty sure I said ALR. I didn't say something else stupid. Oh, but now popped in from Slayer. It makes Bait just retreat up to the high ground. Even the split already used here from the Brew. The Roshan's now down to a third HP. If they want to jump in, they've got to do something. SA scout now, but he gets caught up from the Slayer as well as the Finger, but he's still alive for now. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's in there. The Aegis on the floor. Dendi actually ends up getting it. It does cost Gatsy his life, but even still, they get the kill onto FM. Dendi's going to try and focus onto Bigman here with the help of Watson. The Barrage easily able to finish off the Lion. The point-blank shotgun does hardly any damage to Watson still alive. He's going to turn around, try and do as much damage as he can. Dendi's getting low, but even still, Slayer, Watson, he's going to end up dropping it. He just can't survive. Dendi's going to drop as well, but he has the Aegis. I don't think there's anything he can do to survive this. Bigman's easily going to be able to get the stun. Actually, no, he doesn't. Gets the Hex. Yeah, that's a dead Dendi. 2 deaths there for him. Did anyone else buy back on the side of Bait? I don't think they did. But even still, they lose 4 lives, technically. Well, they lose 5 lives. Oh, no, just 4, because it's the buyback from the Shadow Demon. It did cost the buyback onto Bigman as well, FM, but even still, Unique, very happy with that outcome. Getting rid of both of those Aegis charges straight away. And they might try and pressure high ground here. But there is still a buyback available for both Dendi and Watson. And Unique are going to have to be careful, because they've only got 1 charge of the Brew Split left. Everything else is on cooldown, but even still, this tier 3 is dropping so damn quickly. There's nothing that these last members of Bait can really do to keep it alive. And it looks like they will just sack the whole wave. But I mean, Unique, they can easily head down towards the bot now. If Bait didn't do a buyback for this, then there's no reason they'll do a buyback for the second one. Otherwise, it just feels real rough. The shotgun just doing a little force damage. Now they're actually going to buy back here onto Dendi. They found the grab onto the Morphlin. And even Dendi jumping into back there with the BKBs, getting a lot of grabs onto Space, taking a lot of damage. That should get him! Space! He's dead! And Bigman's probably going to follow him to the grave. Dendi keep it. Chase, how the hell did Space die there? What? I don't understand how he died. He had no teammates behind him. Everyone else had completely abandoned it. Bigman was literally the only person left to help out Space, and it just cost him his life. They did use a buyback on both Watson as well as Dendi, though. So they're definitely going to have to be careful. If either one of these 2 heroes die, this could just be game over for Bait. But they're going to try and use this bit of downtime on the Morphlin as best as they can. He does have a buyback, though. Well, the jump force of SA, very aggressive there onto FM. He's going to force the BKB pop. As well as the uproot there from Gatsy, hold him in place, takes the Gumi Blade to the face. As well as Space now doing the buyback, going to roll back in there. Both the supports on Bait are already dead. The BKB TP out there from the Bloodseeker, he will get out there. As well as Watson should just be able to run away himself. So, okay, that's actually pretty good. They got the tier 3 kill. They lost both their supports, fine, but they actually forced the buyback onto Space. So now both the carries are actually on equal footing. Neither one of them got that buyback for a full, like, 7 minutes. So this is dangerous time for either team. Whoever takes the next successful team fight within the next, obviously, 7 minutes or so, probably can just end the game. It's pretty risky. But Unique, they're going to go immediately for another push down towards the bot. The Tree Protector will be alive in that amount of time, but the Shadow Demon is going to be gone for 40 seconds. And that is obviously quite a big part of Bait, providing that bit of a save with the disruption, as well as the Demonic Purge is just really goddamn strong. But the tier 3 is not going to last long. Even with the living armor on it, it's just going to evaporate. They will use the glyph to try and keep it alive for as long as they possibly can. With the Burn and Barrage, trying to make some space. Actually, still not even dead. They force him away. What? No way. Yeah, Unique, they're not even going to commit for it. So the tier 3 is actually kept alive still. And again, because of the Keeper, it's just going to get back up to full HP. Wow. That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good from Bait. It was well held. Very well held. Still space. Pretty much 6 slide right now. Even got rid of his boots. Because who needs them? Not quite sure what he's going to queue up next. He does just have 1900 gold sat in his pocket. I don't know if it's like Divine Rapier time. I'm not sure if it's reached that point, but maybe that could be potentially what he wants to go for. But Unique now going for a 5-man smoke. The entirety of Bait are holding this high ground of this triangle here. They're going to run straight into him. The smoke's going to break. Onto Slayer first, leading the charge, but immediately Dendy does manage to dodge it. Popping his BKB, focused onto the backline. Gatsy's getting control of himself. He gets the overgrowth off, but it doesn't matter. He gets evaporated so quickly. Slayer, though, equally dies super fast. The Shadow Demon's about to drop. The Bloodseeker just able to get himself out of there. Watson just standing his ground, trying to do as much damage as he can, but he's been abandoned. He's got no teammates left. The Bloodseeker coming back in to help out. They found the Shackle onto space. They're going to pop his Satanic. Dendy just swaps places with him, though. So he didn't even get much value out of this hill. And now Space is all alone. He needs help from this team. He's completely separated. He can't die here. He manages to get away from him out. He's still going to die. He gets the mana dodge. He's going to try and hide in the trees, but it doesn't matter. Bait, they're on him. He's dead. He's gone for 2 minutes. No buyback. And not a single core from Bait ended up dying. This could just be the game. Bait, can they actually use this time effectively? They're going to probably run down mid. They probably can just go straight for tier 4s right now without this Morphlin. I'm not sure if there's much that Unique can do to defend. I mean, they do still have the Brew Ultimate with 2 usages left. Is that enough? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I bet the butt cheeks of Unique is thoroughly clenched right now. Obviously, the Night Stalkers will be up in 10 seconds, so it's not like it's going to be a 5 versus 3. But even still, this Night Stalker hasn't been able to survive very long in any of these fights. He just gets deleted so quickly. And it looks like Bait, they're not really just rushing straight up to the high ground. They're actually paying this a lot of respect. Dendy just using his illusions to try and cut both the creep waves. But, I mean, they're actually taking a long time to do this. Are Unique going to be able to hold? Like, Bait, you've got to do something soon. The fresh use the Death Bat. Watson up to 5k HP. They even found the grab there on Teflon. He pops his BKB. Just go for the TP out, but the Galaxy, he's there with the overgrowth. It stops the retreat. And now FN's getting focused down from the hits from Watson. He's still to disengage. Dendy's in deep. He has to get himself out. Now SA jumps in deep. He gets the Demonic Purge, but he gets fingered down immediately. FN, I think he's just going to be able to survive this. Just barely from that final tick. And just like that, Bait run away. What? I am so confused. What happened? They literally had all the opportunities to either close out this game or at least take a couple of sets of barracks. But Unique don't end up losing anything for having technically a dieback on their Morphlin. I don't know. I'm speechless. I think that just comes down to serious misplays from Bait. Just like poor communication. You just saw like every one of them, they were jumping in one by one to try and kill this Lina. But all they ended up doing was just losing the Shadow Demon once again. Cypher Vice is the next time here for Watson, as I assume he'll probably just trade out his power treads. Meanwhile, Space still yet to even decide to queue up anything for his next item. I wouldn't be too surprised if it was a Divine Rapier. Because it is sort of reached that point. I mean, maybe Watson should actually even just mug off this Cypher Vice and get the Rapier himself. I think that could be pretty legit. By both teams, just making sure they're always moving around in this unit now. No one wants to go off separately and potentially just give away a free kill. And Roshan was still a 2-minute spawner. So a pretty long one. So a lot of map drawing there from Unique. Look like they were deciding whether they want to maybe try and push the wave or try and cut round into the triangle. Who knows? Not quite decided. Favorite Twitch streamer? Oh, cheers, Brody. It makes my heart feel so warm. But Unique, going in with this smoke. It's going to break here. The Bloodseeker on the right space. He actually gets the rupture there onto Slayer. So that's going to hold back the Bloodseeker. He can't get the easy silence connection onto anybody this time. And now Petishara in deep himself. He's got to be careful. He will actually pop the ultimate. There's a good bit of bait there from Bait. And they can just disengage. That's the first split use. And didn't actually end up getting anything out of this. There was also... I'm not sure if they used any BKBs themselves, bait. No, they actually held on to all of their BKBs. And yet, Petushara used one of his splits, as well as a BK... I heard one BKB got popped, I'm pretty sure. Was there another BKB? I'm just hearing things, man. Yeah, I'm just hearing stuff. My ears, they're not as good as they used to be. Well, I mean, out of that little skirmish, no one actually ends up dying. Just one skill that gets wasted, but it doesn't look like bait are going to actually try and use that timing at all. So this will easily be able to come back online. And I guess Roshan is literally just the next thing on the cards here for both teams. The buyback's already come off cooldown for Watson. 36 seconds away for Space as well. It's looking like we might be treated to an hour-long game here. Well, another smoke here from bait. They just saw Petushara actually jump forwards there from Dendi. Very deep. Petushara trying to pop the ultimate. He will now go for it. Meanwhile, at the top, Watson focusing on towards the Lightstalk. He's got to be careful. He's completely alone right now. Separated from three. Space actually jumping down to low ground. Trying to get the kill if he can. The still Bloodseeker's kept pretty healthy. Watson's getting low. He's going to get the disengage. As the Bloodseeker holds back FN there with the rupture. Gatsy ends up dying at the top, as well as another roll forwards there from Space. There's going to be the disc from Dendi. Keep himself alive. Bignum as well as Slayer both die. The two supports gone for Unique. The immediate buyback from Bignum. And it looks like everyone else, once again, is going to disengage. So, it ends up being a slight trade favor for bait. Two supports for one, as well as a buyback onto Bignum. But really, it doesn't have the biggest amount of impact. As obviously, it's just the supports. Dendi? Guess it's a scan out Roche, which has now actually respawned. Did you Neek scout that out? I'm not sure if they did, because I think it literally just popped up. So now we'll just run straight out. I think that ward there, yeah, it definitely got the spot, so both teams know this is up now. For sure. Jump forward from Space. No one wants to jump in just yet. It's proper standoff now. It's just so difficult for either side to get a easy lockdown and kill. Like, there's no big instant disable and bait. Actually, they don't have a single instant stun to try and burst down a kill before they can just react with a BKB. Which I suppose actually then does make sense about why Watson went in for this Cypher Vice. It gives them some much needed CC.
Oh, hell yes.
They're just going to hold the ground. Both teams on opposite sides of the river. Just waiting. And how much vision? Unique only have this one ward, which is why they're just completely playing around this area. And then they don't actually have a single ward. So they're definitely going to be at a disadvantage if they do take a fight around this general vicinity. But it doesn't look like either team's actually going to move. Okay, now Gatsy does put some down. So both of them have a little bit of high ground advantage. So whoever is actually going to play aggressively here will be at the disadvantage. So that's why it's so defensive. Watson actually just moves himself straight into the pit. Looks like Slayer now going to pop his ultimate. But it just forces them away. Roshan down to half HP right now. Petushara is even going to drop the ultimate just to see if they can guarantee this. Is there any way that bait can disrupt this from happening? Obviously, Dendi is the one that could jump in, but he gets controlled up from the jump. He can't do anything. Gatsy jumps into the pit. The Aegis is still on the floor. He actually gets the grab. He takes it away. It costs him his life, but it's a fantastic trade. Bignum also dies. Gatsy doesn't even care if he does it. He grabs the cheese before he dies. Absolutely incredible. Even still, Dendi's in there deep. He needs to help the rest of his team. Watson's trying to deal some damage from outside of the pit, but he can't do much. And it looks like bait are going to be able to get themselves out of there. Another kill onto Bignum, as well as a buyback for Slayer. And they don't lose anything else. Absolutely incredible. He even stole the Ags. He stole the Ags as well. Oh my god, Gatsy, MVP of the game. He might have just kept bait in that. He took all three items. Incredible. Petushara forced to pop his BKB and run away. He doesn't actually have an ultimate to use. Even still, like, Gatsy, man. Why was no one tipping him? Why did no one tip him? He literally just kept bait in the game. If they lost Aegis, Cheese, and Ags there, it could have just been over. Is he going to keep the axe himself? No, he's actually dropped it. Who's he going to give it to? Is he going to give the axe to Watson? Alright, gives him that free upgrade. So what's that do? Well, that's where you can actually do the line of damage, which is actually going to be quite a nice buff. Gives them that much more needed DPS. FN's pretty much 6-slotted himself. So really, the only people actually missing buybacks are 3 members, just the 2 supports on the side of Unique. So maybe if Bait can actually kill both of these 2 supports within the next couple of minutes, they might be able to try and go high ground, because then they'll actually just be on a 5v3 situation. And his odds ain't too bad. I mean, obviously they'll probably still lose a couple of the supports just from the shotgun and the Morphlin, but it's an acceptable loss. And it looks like Bait are actually moving into the enemy jungle here. The Shadow Poison didn't actually get a connection on Slayer. Now it does. The Dendy jumps in. He gets the double root onto both of them. He pops his BKB. Slayer just pops his silence down, but I don't think there's anything he can do. There's going to be the rush on top of him. Dendy's taking a lot of damage himself. Does the jump off to the side. Meanwhile, Gatsy as well as Watson finish off FN. Space just goes for the TP out, and he will get it. Now Petashara completely separated. There's no cancel available, so he will make it out. But even still, another 2 kills for Bait. That's actually a dieback for Slayer. And FN gone for 80. Is this enough to actually try and go for some sort of high ground play? I'm not sure. There was actually a Cypher Feist finish up from Dendy as well. So, another means of actually having some decent lockdown and disable versus this Morphlin. It's going to be very useful. And Watson looks like he wants to hit up to the high ground here. He's got to be a little bit careful though. Quite a few members of Bait aren't anywhere nearby. As the casual jump in and out there from space just to clear the creeps. But still, the right clicks on Watson alone, just tremendous damage to these buildings. And the tier 3 will fall. The split actually used to poke Shard with the Void Shard as well. Watson has to pop his BKB. They want to poke onto Biglum there. He's taking a fair bit of damage. He can just be able to get out there just slightly, but no. Dendy jumps forwards. They get the finish. Down goes Biglum. No buyback for him. FN's actually forced to use his now. So it's just the 3 cores left to try and defend their high ground. They're trying to jump onto the Bloodseeker, but they can't get it. The second brew comes out. And now, Space, he's locked in spot. He has to get the jump out yet again. He rolls into the silence. The Bloodseeker gets deleted. Couldn't survive that one. Gatsy just able to get the blink off to the trees. He might be able to keep him alive. The Bloodseeker's actually going to fight back for this. So Bait want to try and take this victory while they can. FN gets super low, but then he's jumping in. The LSA, it perfectly lands. It might keep him alive, but he's still end up dropping here. Watson gets a finish, but Watson actually dies to Space in return. He's going to buy back again. So Bait really want to try and end this one. Gatsy going to buy back. Just everything being expended from Bait. They are committing everything right now. Obviously, the Night Stalker's about to respawn, but still FN's down for 110 seconds. And the line's going to be up in 30. Unique might actually be able to hold this high ground here. They still got one more use of the brew split. He gets caught. Is there going to be a Cypher Feist disabled to keep him locked down? They do. They get the Cypher Feist. He can't get a second on off. Will he die in time? He's going to reload the root. They do. They take him down. He does have the buyback, though. He's going to come back. Still has that ultimate to use. I think this whole set of barracks are probably going to get taken down, but to be honest, I think Unique will probably just accept that loss. Maybe Bait might be able to go for more. There's still 70 without the Lina. And they're pinging out to go towards the mid. The Bloodseeker just running straight up to the high ground here. Gets hit by the first stun as well as a follow for Biglum. But the disruption, it dodges the finger. That's going to keep him alive for a lot of time. Dendy also jumping backwards as he's trying to get the focus onto the Night Stalker. But Watson, he's got to be careful. He bought back for this. He cannot afford to die right now. It's just in full retreat. Now Dendy's being the main focus. They're chucking in the barrage, trying to do as much damage as possible. The Silence gets connection onto Space, but he's able to get the jump off there. With the Purge from the Manta Style, Space is still taking a lot of damage. The burning arrows, there's so much damage. The Glepnir, he's controlled. He's dead. He's brought back. He's coming back into this one. Biglum able to get the escape this time. Space has to jump off to the side. Gatsy was the only person to actually die there for Bait. And it looks like that will be the time that Bait just accept what they've got and they will fall back. Again, just huge resources expended from both teams. A buyback there from the Morphling. And now just like that, the only 2 people in the entire game that have buyback available is SA and Dendy. Everything else got spent. Actually, the Biglum's is about to come off cooldown. So now, really, the next team fight will just probably tell who's going to win this game. As long as if it does happen within like the next 6 minutes. And it looks like Bait maybe want to just try and push up towards the mid. I don't know. They are still missing their treatment for a full minute. So I'm sure they're probably going to chill for now. But actually, the Bloodseeker tried to poke here onto the brew. And now he's just completely separated. He's probably dead. He actually managed to get the BKB off. He's still going to end up dying. What was he doing? He's down for 2 minutes, no buyback. He's just completely sort of thrown any sort of advantage that Bait had. And now they've got to try and defend with only 3 heroes. I mean, sure, the Treant's going to be up in 30 seconds, but the Bloodseeker was actually kind of crucial in their team fights. He offered a lot of like AoE control, as well as the Rupture was super important for like onto the Morphlin. Now it's a really big ask here for Bait to try and defend. It is now hour into the game, so the tier 5s are now spawning. And Deadly has secured the Giant's Ring. I suppose he's actually a pretty good hero for it, because he's jumping in and out on the fights quite a lot. You can get on top of like Bignum and FN and stuff, and do a lot of damage that way. It looks like Dendy's just trying to carry on grabbing more tier 5s if he can. Meanwhile though, Unique could easily be able to take this whole set, bottom set of barracks. Nothing that Bait can really do to stop that. Looks like they're just trying to secure any sort of defense at this top. Keep that one alive for as long as possible. But I'm sure Unique are just going to head up there now themselves. If they could secure Megas, I mean, it's definitely not the end of the game at all with Megas, but just having that added constant pressure will be pretty nice. The tier 4 in Unique side is pretty damn low. It doesn't look like Unique wanted to actually pressure or anything else. Just settle for the extra set of barracks. But, I mean, at this stage of the game, having just one extra set doesn't really do anything. Meanwhile, though, killing a tier 4 is kind of crucial. I'm going to lose that one for free. Arcanist armor found there from Dendy. I'm kind of intrigued about this item. Like, it does sound kind of cool. The extra magic resist to everyone on your team is pretty strong. Pirate's Hat and Fallen Sky found up there from the Morph. Space. Actually got the Apex as well. Wow. That's pretty damn nuts for a Morphlin. This shotgun is going to hurt like hell now. Fallen Sky get given over towards Petishara. Allows him to go for like some super easy initiations then. Like guaranteed stun. Force Boots, Seer Stone. Those are kind of unlucky items there from Bait. The Seer Stones, yeah, okay. Force Boots, yeah, they're okay. I'm sure you much prefer to have an Apex like what Space has got. Book of the Dead and Mirror Shield are the final items there for Unique. So who's actually going to take what? So the Apex on that. The Mirror Shield given over towards FN. The Pirate Hat in the hands of the Lion. Interesting. Actually, the Morphlin's got 2. He's still got the Book of the Dead as well. But Roshan already up. Super early one. The scan gets connection there, so they realise there's some members. Actually, the jump force there. Petishara gets the stun connection onto the Bloodseeker. Isn't going to be any sort of help. He needs the same from the Shadow Demon, but he can't get it. He's dead. The Shadow Demon's also got a tiny sliver of HP. He's going to end up dropping down. Slayer just carried on charging forwards. He's pretty low, but it doesn't look like he's going to die this time. Bignum immediately fought back, but so did SA. And then Bait have actually fallen back really far. They're all the way by their tier 3 tower, so it looks like this 4th Roshan's actually going to get given to for free for Unique here. It's Aegis for Space, the free Ags there for FN. The actual Refresher Shard for Slayer. I suppose he can have like double silence. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, because there's not really any other hero which like benefits from it so much. I mean, you could give it to Petishara, give him 4 ultimates. Not that he would ever need that many, but it is possible. And now Bait, they've got to defend this high ground, 5 versus 4 against fresh set of Aegis and all the items that comes with it. Petishara just immediately popping his Blue Split up onto this high ground. They're going to try and force, guarantee the Megas if they can. Bait can only poke from afar. I think they just know they're going to get Mega'd right now. There's nothing they can do to stop that. Yeah, Unique just going to fall back. They got what they wanted. And now they can just try and take a fight later on. And not feel too worried about just constant lane pressure coming in. Now, Bait, I imagine they're probably just going to be sat in their base for the next long time. Actually, I say that. And they're going for a smoke play, which is Kind of interesting, seems like you've got creeps pushing in your mid and your bot, and they're soon about to be megas. But Dendi's the actually only one moving out on his own. I don't know what he's actually just coming out for. Was he hoping to just find a cheeky rune? I don't know. Meanwhile, Refresher Orb also bought up 4 space. Literally just to refresh his BKB. Nothing else on him that really cares about it at all. Just so much net worth, look at that. Bloody Watson, 48k, space 44k. Nuts amount of money everywhere. AC, BKB. Refresher, Overlord. I mean, he actually got a gem. Something he does want to hold on to. Kind of surprised Space didn't go for the Moonshard rather than buying this extra Refresher Orb. I think they would have had like higher impact in these early parts. Not sure. But even still, it looks like they're actually going to try and push in this spot. Gatsy, he jumps in with the 5-man overgrowth. He's keeping them all locked in. Whilst Watson, Dendi, as well as the Bloodseeker, they're trying to end the game right now. They go through backdoor protection. The rest of the team's holding them back. They cancelled the TPs. Oh my god, can they actually do this? The lockdown's coming out. They're going to focus on Watson. He's the main person actually doing the damage. He's taking long. He's going to pop his BKB. He's going to stand his ground. They've done it. They've actually taken the game. Oh my god, incredible. Oh, that was amazing play. Gatsy jumping in there with that overgrowth. Just holding everyone back. No way that Unique could get back there to defend their throne. Absolutely incredible. Oh my days. I was not expecting that to be the ending. I was thinking this game was going to go on for like another 20 minutes, but Bait just pulled it out. Just completely demolished backdoor protection. Who cares? Who cares? Jesus Christ. Well played to Bait. That is a very cool way of ending that one. Very cool. I mean, Team Unique definitely did a good show themselves. The fights were super even. They're really entertaining to watch. But eventually, yeah, look, 36-37. This game could not get any more even. Fantastic stuff. Yeah, that was just game 1. That was just game 1. There's still another possibly 2 to go. Oh my days, who knows? But anyway, thanks for watching that one, guys. If you've liked this cast, then please think about following my Twitch and my YouTube. Any help I get, I thoroughly appreciate.